maybe you could introduce a bit about Pure AV and yourself and what your role is.
Okay. So my name is Manik Sharma. I work as a digital marketing analyst here. And Pure AV, this company is around it started around 2011 and 12. So they are more into, they work with trade shows, conferences, concerts, and pretty much all events that need AV, those who need AV suppliers, right? So we provide all type of gear. We also do all type of productions. But my role is basically just to get them more business through digital marketing. And what my role is to give them leads, and they have a sales team that convert that lead. So this is pretty much it.
Oh, so there's a sales team separate.
Right.
Okay.
Not that much sales team, but it's because most of our leads are inbound, that people come to us, so we don't have to convince them to convert. All we have to do is to give them a very conservative code so they can become our client. That's it. Yeah.
And then you said that most of the clients come to you, so where do they get the information? Is it based from website reference?
Yes. So most of our marketing is inbound. That means whenever somebody is looking for AV company, audiovisual company on internet, they come to us. And on Google, we are aggressively investing in marketing, on Facebook, on Instagram. So all these platforms where people look for services, we are there. Yelp, we advertise there. We are on Google. And whenever you search, if you can go and Google, if you write AV company so every time we are at the top. So it's competitive there. We have to study data, we have to do different things, and that's pretty much my role to how we stay at the top all the time, so get all the business there. And you know that most of the people, even in Toronto or someone from outside, they will look Google first, and if we show up there, obviously there's high chance that they will come to us, right?
And is there a higher chance from there it leads to a reference, or is it mostly based on because people search on Google?
If I put it into a number, I would say 40 to 50% come from inbound from Google. Rest come from reference, and rest come from email or cold calling. So we have a person here who's into outbound marketing. That means he find for conferences and then call to those people, okay, we provide these services, so we also have that department.
So for the sales strategy, so what is the main strategy that you guys use aside from Google, or because that's where you get the leads and everything, but is there a specific sales strategy that you use?
So we are a little bit creative here. What sales strategy we use is called remarketing. Do you have any idea what's remarketing?
No.
Okay, let me explain to you. So whenever you come to our website, so we have a code or Facebook pixel on our website. What it does, so whenever you come to our website, when you visit the website and you switch it off, you turn off your computer, our ads will show you on Instagram, and our ads will show. So we will follow you.
Okay, yes.
So instead of calling you again and again and trying to be annoying, we just show you wherever you go.
Okay.
So if you're on Instagram, we'll show you. If you're on Facebook, we'll show you. If you go on YouTube, our ad will show you. Even on right swiping, Tinder, we have ads there. So everywhere we just follow there. So that's our strategy to there.
And is that something that you guys thought of, or is it based on learning? You've learned that it's something that, because I know that it's quite new for digital marketing, e-commerce to do that, or is it, where did the idea come from?
So remarketing, we just started it 1 year ago when I joined this company. So I joined 1 year ago. So I started remarketing. Then before that, what we had, we were getting leads, but we were not following up, or we were following up just doing a call or with the email. But following up there was a little bit annoying. Sometimes people don't respond, but when they just see your ad all the time and they know that they are looking for the service, and now you're also showing ad everywhere, more likely they will call you back again. Okay, I checked your website, I'm more interested, tell me more. And there is one more thing I want to mention. So when we do remarketing, we not only show ads, we tell different type of stories with the ads. So let's say you're planning to organize a conference, right? And what we would do, we would show conference related ads, not anything else but conference related ad. And what else we would do, we would would show you testimonials of our clients who worked with us previously and whom we helped to do conferences. So you're more likely to know us better and you're more likely to convert, right?
Oh, is that also why the reason why I saw it in the website you put like case studies or something?
Right. That's the reason.
Okay.
Because testimony is very important because it's not like $500, 5,000 show. Here people spend like 50,000, 100 grand, and how would someone give you 100 grand if you are not credible or not trustworthy? So we need to show a trust or proof there. So that's what we do.
So you say that normally when people visit the website, right?
Right.
The ads will follow through social media.
Right.
So you also said that you tell a story through ads.
Right.
So how do you know if that person is looking at hiring you for a conference, a concert?
Right.
How do you know what story?
Right.
To tell?
I got it.
Yeah.
So in remarketing we called it targeting remarketing. What it does that. So if you're looking for a specific web page and you spend more time on that web page rather than other web pages. So if you come to our website and you spend more time seeing concert case studies or concert web page, that means you're more likely to get that service. So instead of showing you other ads, we just show you that ad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it depends on what page you visit.
That's the algorithm with the
Right.
Google and everything.
Yeah.
And how do you monitor or measure the success of
Right.
because I'm pretty sure with Google, because I know there's bidding or something with the keywords and everything,
Right.
right? So how do you measure?
So we have different analytic tools to measure all this. The tools that we use is Google Analytics, Google AdWords, Data Studio, Facebook Ads Manager, Facebook Audience Insights. That's it. I think there's too much.
And so it's basically based on that, and then do you compare it to like the sales or the click or something?
Yes, so most of my time is like 10% is action, 10% I have to make keywords and everything. 90% of the time I just have to study data. What's going on? We have to find pattern in that data. So we have a data, but we have to find knowledge from that, right?
Yeah.
I know, okay, these many people clicks, these many people visit the web page, these many. Now what does it mean? Now, for example, I can tell you like, so we were seeing that many people were coming to, we have an e-commerce brand as well. It's called Gear City. It's one of the second company of Pure AV. So we sell anything related to DJ gears and everything. So we were noticing that many people were coming to the website and they were going to refund page. So you come to the website and you were going to refund page. So what does it mean? It means those people who were coming to the website, they were very much interested to know that what is our refund policy, do we refund on time or not. So what if we just show them ad related to refund and explain them what's the refund policy, so they're more likely to buy.
So you analyze what the customer's point of view is looking for and build it.
Yeah, so we have to take the data, we have to get the knowledge from there, and then we have to react on that knowledge. So that's
Sorry, what's the name of the e-commerce section again?
Gear City, GEARCITY.
So how does Pure AV keep up with competition? Like other companies that are also based in this?
So I don't know, but there are our competitors who are into marketing as well, digital marketing. But if we see the stats, like we got the 90% share of market online. So we're pretty much so we have a monopoly.
Right now.
Yeah, so we have a monopoly there, and that's the reason you came to us, because you also Googled it.
Yes.
So this is what happens. So every time somebody search, they come to us.
Yeah. And what also interests us is because you're not doing only, even though you're specifically on, I guess, AV, but you're not specific only to conference, but you actually work.
Right.
And is that a difference as well? And that's why you got a bigger market share. Was that advantage, or like how did it start? Like, was it from the beginning that Pure AV decided that we're gonna do all types of event, or did you start up at focusing first?
So
and then grow
what
from
I
there?
know so far is that this started with these pretty much small things, like weddings. So back in 2011, starting with weddings. Then when they have they have some experience how to do this thing. Then they move to small events. Then they move to small conferences. And once we have experience and also have a credibility, and so that you can show to your client, okay, we did this. So most of the client, when they come to office, our strategy is to first tell them what we did in past. That's the first thing. So when they come to here, they see the screen, they see our past work, and then they buy.
So how would you is there a reward system on based on like maybe the sales team if they achieve like a sales target, or is it
Commission.
I wish they should, but, but there is no such thing. So I just get salary. That's it.
okay. But is there maybe
Yeah, I do get gifts sometimes. So if that
or maybe like employee of the month, or is there some
No.
from the company that they're
I think we should have that thing, but not really,
Not for
because since it depends then when you have to hit the target. But fortunately, you're just hitting the target, so you
Okay.
cannot give every time.
okay. And then
I think we can ask the actual questions. I have a few questions to ask, and you mentioned about what your strategies are, and my question is that is there any strategies or actions that you thought might work before but actually they don't?
So what we call it split testing. Split testing different strategies. So 1 week we test this thing, other week we test this thing, or 1 month we test this thing. So we test many things like, okay, from where to start? Let me give you some recent example. So you got the point, right? So
Yeah.
we test different things.
so maybe trial and error. Is it testing based on like maybe different keywords or maybe different
Yeah,
targets?
that's why I don't want to be very technical here, because I would say, okay, we test different bidding strategy and then campaign strategy and conversion maximum, but that's out of the scope, right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't make sense. But if we go to the overall strategies here, so the strategy remains same, that just to focus on getting inbound leads rather than going to people, that people come to us. So
So
when
I'd say it's more pulling people
Yeah.
instead of going out.
yeah,
and-
because we don't do cold calling here. We don't call people, okay, you're interested to buy service, because that doesn't work, right? Our strategy is just fake that, okay, whoever's searching for these things, they should come to us.
Okay.
That's it.
And you say it's more reference based, right? Because
Right.
when people hear from others,
They're more likely to convert.
Okay. And it's from there. Did it occur to? No, did it happen to become a repeat purchase? So they keep on coming in.
Right. So there is one strategy worked very well, is that instead of focusing on trade show, that we also started focusing on clubs or venues who need these services on regular basis. So we have a 1 year or 2 year, 3 year contract with them,
okay.
that will for 3 years will provide you service, right? Because they regularly need these things.
Also, because we know that event industries, especially like with renting out some,
Right.
it differs on the cost and the scale.
Right.
Is there a certain strategy or how you approach maybe a big company or a small company, and how you may, or do you have like a set of quote and then it works on there based on what the needs or?
So it's all based on needs.
Okay.
Sometimes code is around like 10,000, sometimes it's like 6 figures. So it all depends on need. What we do, that once we have a client, once we have a lead, we send them email, okay, what are you exactly looking for? So one of our expert would call them, and they would spend like hours on call, or they would have a meeting here, and first we want to understand that what are they looking for actually, right? What they want. If the show is for 5,000 people, sometimes what happens, they are looking for small speakers, but that wouldn't work because there are so many people, the sound wouldn't reach at the back. So what they would suggest, you don't need these things, you need these things. So in first week or first initial point would be to teach them what you need, right? And then to put a code together, and to put a code in such a way that, okay, it is accepted by them, right?
And as for the actions that you took to implement your strategies,
Right.
and how long did it take to have the actual influence on the selling number?
Right. So talking about technical first, the the result we get is usually between 2 to 3 days, because that's very fast. You just have to take action, then you can check, okay, earlier it was this, now this is improved or not, right? And in overall strategy, it goes anywhere from 1 month to 2 months, where we have to do offline stuff, right? Like one person works here called Vitaly, and his role is to send emails. First, you look for the companies who are planning to organize conference in next 6 months or 1 year, then he would send them emails. So that a different strategy. He would send a different email, or then he would send a different brochure or anything, just to test what works.
Okay.
And also, when you said that at first, instead of focusing on trade show and
Right.
and focus on venues like a club Denise, so would that also so you don't do cold callings, but you just targeted the ads towards
Right.
that
Right.
website, or what do you actually do to because you're not doing cold calling, so how do you get them to come? Maybe they don't realize that they need this,
Right.
Or, yeah,
So, like I said, there are two ways. He would send them email, or otherwise, if they are looking, they would just come through ad to us. That's it.
so the email would consist of like marketing, promotion,
Yes,
what
everything.
type of service.
But we don't do like a spam emails,
Okay.
sending everything right away. We would send a very sophisticated one para email, or sometimes 2-3 lines, just to ask
Okay.
that whether you are, even if you are looking for a service like this or not. If you are, let me increase the temperature. It's very cold here.
And these emails are sent to just like select clients or companies.
Sorry.
The emails he sends,
Right.
they're just to some.
person. Do you directly like to say CEO of the company, or like sales team, or
Yeah, so that's the problem, I guess. So we have to find that who's the decision maker, right? Because sometimes you sell to the sales team, but they are not the decision maker. So that is the role of Vitaly. That's why I said that we like to target on digital side, because there everyone
one
can
who
see
sees
the
the
ad, right? So it doesn't matter who's the decision maker. Sometimes what happens, sales team see the ad, and we sometimes, so this is the strategy we tried that worked very well. In an ad we said, like, are you looking for an AV company and this is the best company, why not tell your boss?
Oh, okay.
And they would see the ad and tell their boss they are a good company. So we have to teach people, like, go tell your boss that we're so we test these different things. Sometimes you have to be creative. You see, so we also rent LED walls. LED walls are like big walls, and they are very expensive. And so we run a very funny ad where the LED wall is hanging somewhere, and it's not working, just to grab the attention. So when someone is scrolling, what is it? Okay, this LED walls run like this. So we test different creatives there.
How often do you change? Like, I would say it's a kind of campaign or message.
Right.
That, yeah.
Yeah.
So how often do you change
So
it?
campaign we change like every bi-weekly.
Okay.
Bi-weekly, yeah. The reason being is, if you see one ad, most likely after 2-3 days, or after seeing that ad 10 times, more likely you will start ignoring the ad.
Okay.
Yeah, it happens. It's called ad blindness. You see that, okay, they're coming again, then you scroll down. Okay, they're coming again, you scroll. But what if we change the ad every time you see, oh, they're new again, they're new again, and with different messages. So sometimes testimonial, sometimes brand story, sometimes case study, just feeding you until you become our customer. So they can't even do anything right.
Yeah, because it's always
in
there.
cold calling,
Yeah,
you can just call 2 times.
Yeah.
But when you see ad, you can't do anything. You just have to see the ad, or stop using Facebook or Instagram.
Okay.
It happens. Many of our clients say, I see you guys all the time. And whenever I think about anything, you guys just comes up.
I guess that's the purpose, because when you see something all the time, you already know that's what.
But it's also not to be annoying, right? So that's why we show different messages, so that every time we also give value to you with case study or anything. So one thing also we do is value creation. So sometimes what we do, we also put blogs on our website related to how to organize an event, what to look before hiring a AV company, or what are the new speakers in the market, or what songs to play on your wedding, or what songs to play in conference. Just to become, first of all, just to become authority in this niche. Second, I would say to give value. It's not about just taking from you, but also giving free for you. So we have free PDFs on our website, just a guide or event planning for dummies, like that type of thing. So we have that thing there.
So it's just
just to give value.
And also, I'm sure that when we sell something, there might be rejection, or they might not need your service now. So how do you handle rejection, I guess, and how to stay on top of mind of the customers?
So handling rejection, I don't know if we get rejection or not, because no, it's not. We do get rejections, but what I'm saying that I am not into that department. So they give the code, and they know that if that guy convert or not. What I know that when somebody give their email, phone, and everything to us just to ask query, for me that day they become customer. It doesn't matter to me they would become our customer today or tomorrow. What mattered to me, okay, I know this person was looking some time ago for the services, and my only role is to keep them in our database, keep them in our audience, and just keep on feeding them with value. So sometimes we just run ad for no reason. Sometimes I would just run an ad saying this is a free PDF or guidebook how to plan event. That's it. I don't want anything from you. I'm just giving you free gifts. Just read it, and once you in future you try to think about us, they come to us. So it's called customer lifetime value. For me, that's the customer lifetime value.
Yeah, because if the customer knows how to run an event, they'll quicker come here to hire.
Right.
So, and is there for this kind of service, is there a peak season sale, or is it just throughout? So because for Google, I know that you have to pay differently each one, right? So is there a way?
Right. So that happens a lot. It's called seasonality. So sometime what happened, in July, the trend was very high. So we were getting conversion, leads after lead, and they were so busy, everyone here, that no one was talking to each other. They were just working. They were so busy. And sometime in August, just the next month, it went down, because then people went on holidays. There were no that many conferences or trade show. Everybody was on summer vacation enjoying. So the season went down, and it happens a lot. So if you see it's called Google Trend, you can just put audio visual rental, and you can see trend graph like this. So some month it's up, some month it's down.
So do you plan that kind of a year ahead, or is it more of a reactive? You see that because we're having experienced a high high demand of people coming to our website, and then you put more into that, or you know exactly, because July is the high season, 2 months before that we're gonna put more.
So this is something what we do also. My boss Walter, he would come to me and say, okay, July would be busy, right? So then we spend more on ads, or spend more just to acquire those customers. So we are prepared a little much a month ahead. So we know, I know now that December would be busy because Christmas there, and many people come. So more likely to.
So from now you're already starting putting on.
Right. So we're testing new things.
So what events do you usually do in the high season? For example, people like to get married in July or August.
Right. So what we do. So we'll start focusing more on those niche. So now we know that conferences work very well in July. So let's push conferences. Now we know that wedding season is in which season? Sorry.
July.
Yeah, July. So July we would push more weddings. So we don't do wedding that much, because weddings are small for us now. Because earlier it used to be big, but now trade shows and conferences or concerts are big.
Oh, so depending on which, so you also study the season, what kind of event is there, and focus on that.
Right. And also in different strategies. So what we also do right now, let me show you. Why are you wearing the same sweatshirt? And same pants and same shirt.
Other materials from the
So,
I'm going to questions from on the slide from on Blackwood.
We already asked them.
Yeah, I was going to
Because I'm not go through them.
for instance, so Christmas is coming, so we are giving gifts to our clients. So we are sending the stress ball, pure audio visual. We have clock, and we also have some more speakers and all speakers, small speakers, Bluetooth speakers with pure AV logo on that, just to send them gifts.
Oh,
We're
I like
sending,
the clock.
just
So
to
all
build
types of-
build the customer loyalty.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Community.
yeah. So it's like so customers who have used your service before,
Right.
you're sending them to remind
Right.
them again.
Yeah.
Hey, we're still here,
Right.
right?
So it doesn't cost that much, right? Sending $1 ball for a $100,000 show. And honestly, we also split test these things, what to send and which one gets more reaction. So we order different thing and we test to different people, then we got the reaction. Okay, people like this because this is always at the table, right? And people would look at okay, pure audio visual. Clock would watch would be always there, right? So they can see pure AV logo there, just to be front of them every time.
Also, how do you engage with your clients? Is there like a specific maybe social media that there is?
So if you can go to Instagram, we have a very active page there. We put a lot of content there. Every day we put one photo, and we put we comment, or if somebody's following us, we would comment them also, and we will try to engage there. On Facebook, we also put funny content related to our industry or something like that, and also we do email newsletters once in 2 months, I guess, just to tell people what we did in 2 months.
And is there feedback from customers as well through that
Right.
media channel, or is there a specific maybe they could email, or do you do like after the event you directly ask?
So it's very rare that people give feedback. I mean, nobody would say that. Right.
Yeah.
But what we do, we also have stats. Like we also put YouTube video, let's say, and we can see, okay, these many people like the video. So these are our metrics just to understand that people are converting or not.
So it's more of the data metrics instead of
Right.
interviewing and asking
Right.
them, right?
Yeah, we can ask people, but who got the time to?
Yeah.
Or even they like, they would not say that. You know, like they would just come to us and give us work or business, right?
Is there any new method that you found recently that is you see that it's gonna be good for to use again, or do you any strategy that you
Right.
prefer?
So the strategy, like I said, that one where we put a contract with the club people or restaurant, that strategy is very good because now they're locked for 3 years. Now for 3 years, you know, that's a recurring income, right? And that's also free, not free services, but also like they don't have to bother
Thinking
now
about it
all the time. If
for
there is
the-
some problem, they know that they have a team there working for them because they have a contract. That thing is working very well. And one more strategy, like I would say, recently we sponsored a show. It's called Gala, and that was a very well show. So these are the guys from Humber College. Welcome. So is Walter, he's the owner here. And so what we did recently, that we sponsored a show that was a award function for small businesses in Toronto Hotel, Fairmont Hotel.
Oh,
Yeah,
and from there, did you actually get new
yeah.
sales from
there, yeah. So we just provided them discount, and in return they sponsored us, or I don't know the deal exactly. We sponsored them, so
one of
just to
the
get
way.
more exposure. Yeah.
And if you could you roughly say how much do you have in terms of sale, the percentage from long-term contracts or like the seasonal one? Is it now like 50-50 or is it still more?
Honestly, that is the number that I'm not aware of.
Okay.
But I would say that most of our things come from obviously trade shows and conferences.
Okay, so it's still more on.
Yeah, but that's
the
more like
seasonal?
recurring income.
Yeah.
I'm not into that income department. So
Yeah.
so but what I know that that these shows also work very well and that are also good business model.
And how long have you start approaching like the clubs? The 1 year, 2 years?
Yeah, maybe 2 years ago.
I have the question for
Right.
a contract. You said that there's a 2 or 3 year contract, and
Right.
after the contract ends, how likely are your customers to extend their contract? Or
Oh, that also out of my scope. But what I think so far, I think what I have got the feedback is that they are more likely to renew the contract because it's very less cost and the services they are getting is good. Because not only one thing is more like they also see our work, they also see our marketing strategy. So what happened that when they know that they are associated with PORAV, right, and they would see some other clubs or they are associated with different companies, so their brand image looks better because they're associated with PORAV because we market so aggressively that everybody know what PORAV is. So it's something like if you own an iPhone, right, you're more likely to get a recognition or like that. So we're trying to become an iPhone. That's
So
what-
instead of pushing it, saying that I'm better to another competitor, you're leaving it to the customer to decide and compare themselves. Right?
So they're more likely to convert because they know our services are good, right?
so is this domain competitive? Do you think it's competitive?
This industry,
Yeah.
this is very competitive industry. What I've learned so far that first of all in Toronto itself there are like hundreds of shows every year. Not even 100, I would say thousands of shows, from small shows to big shows, and there's so many companies that are showing up and trying to get the piece of the pie, that it's very competitive. That's why we have to try different things, and we are always trying to innovate with the marketing strategy or with getting the leads so that we are always ahead of the curve, right? So we know it's very competitive.
And what action would you take when your competitors have the same or even better service?
For example, I can say one thing. So recently, like a year ago, we updated our website, and we just made it like brand new website with case studies and all those things. And what we noticed that many of our competitors follow the same strategy. So they are just trying to.
So we could say that you guys are the market leaders.
Right.
They're trying
Yeah,
to
follow. So now we have to do something else. So we try different marketing ads and everything. Now we notice that they're also starting doing the same thing. Right? So now we have to do other things. So we always try to figure out how we can be ahead of the curve, right? So it's very competitive.
But you can't really prevent those people from copying.
Yeah,
what
exactly.
you've done.
Nobody. I think that's also sometimes competition is also good because when you have competition now you're very much likely to be innovative and try to be more creative. Otherwise you'll stay there. Okay, we don't have competition and we know it's working, you'll stay there. But when you have competition, you know that people would follow you and do the same strategies. Now what you can do is you can innovate and be ahead of the curve. So competition is good.
Thank you so much for your time.
That's it?
Yes.
There's
we learned a lot.
There's just one more thing that we need to take a picture.
Oh yeah, we do have to take a
I'll take
picture.
a selfie.
Yes.
Yeah. Do